Unit 2. Reading. 1. Pre-reading. Before we read. Discuss. When you hear the phrase, when somebody says this to you, amazing places, what kind of places come to mind do you think of? When you hear amazing places, which ones would you like to visit? Well, the places that come to my mind are places of historical and cultural interest. They are interesting because of their history and because of the people who live there, the way they live, the things that they believe in. Places of amazing natural beauty. I'd like to visit the Sankingshan National Park in China, which I've seen picture of. Look how beautiful it is. Now, which of the following are important to you when you visit a place? The weather. Do you care about the weather? Geographical features, the mountains, the lakes, the rivers, sites, places you can visit and things you can see. Culture and traditions, the way people live there and the standard things they do. Or people being friendly and nice to travelers and strangers. Since I love nature, geographical features attract me, make me want to see them. But I'm also interested in culture and traditions. Of course, it always helps if the weather is nice and good. What do you know about Iceland? Have you heard about this country before? Well, look, this is a map of Iceland. Europe is right here. Saudi Arabia is down here. Iceland is an island. This is the Icelandic flag. And look how beautiful the nature in this country is. I know that it is an island country in the North Atlantic Ocean, but other than that, I don't know much. I know very little about it. 2. Reading for gist. When you read for gist, you try to understand the reading as a whole, not sentence for sentence. You try to understand the essence, the whole idea. Read the magazine article on page 17, I put it on the left, about Iceland, and answer the question below. What is the purpose, the goal, the reason for this article? To describe a place in detail, you know all the specifics about Iceland, to educate the reader, to teach you something, to inform, to let you know, and to entertain, to let you have fun, to advertise a holiday. Now you go ahead and you read and you choose A, B, C, or D. I will do this after we finish reading all the questions because actually I want to save time here. Read the article again and answer the questions 1 to 7 below. Choose A, B, C, or D. Read through the text before you look at the questions. We will not do that. I want you to do it by yourself. I will not do it to save time. Then read each question carefully to get an idea of what you are looking for and underline the section, the part in the text where the answer is found. Make sure, check that you have chosen the correct answer by eliminating. When you eliminate the wrong options, you take out the wrong answers. Be careful. Don't assume. Don't think that it is true. An option is just because it has a word or phrase that is also in the text. Why would anyone find it hard to believe that there are lots of volcanoes in Iceland? Is it because volcanoes are not usually found on islands? Or volcanoes are a very special geographical feature? we do not usually connect volcanoes with ice. Volcanoes can cause damage, can harm or destroy glaciers. Glaciers are not mountains, they are large masses of water. What you see is water turned into ice, and it looks like a mountain. When Jake Heath is a traveler, someone who travels, went to Iceland, the weather was unusually mild. Mild means not extreme. Unusually means unlike always. Warmer than he had expected, a little bit hotter than he had thought. As cold as he expected. Stormy, it has strong winds, but not very cold. What is remarkable? What is worth mentioning? It attracts your attention about the Great Geyser. What you see in the picture on the left is the Great Geyser. Its location, the temperature of the water, its size, the height the water reaches. Height, how high in the sky it can go. How does the Icelandic nation provide? Icelandic nation, people who live in Iceland, provide, supply for some of its energy needs, electricity needs, power needs, by having built a power station under the ground, by using geothermal sources to provide energy. Geothermal, it uses the internal heat of the earth. Sources is the place where you can get something. Source of water is where you can get water. By using advanced technology, modern and new technology to heat water, by collecting, when you collect, you take things and put them together. And burning natural gas, you put it on fire. 5. What does the word it in line 56 refer to? Look at line 56. Do you see it? What do we mean by it? Do we mean the spa? Spa is a place where you can swim, get a massage, take care of your health and beauty. The reservation, the booking, making a reservation, staying at the spa. 6. The Aurora Borealis. This is the Aurora Borealis. Lasts, continues for 6 months continuously without stop. Occurs, it happens during daylight. Is a natural phenomenon, something that happens by nature without human interference. Is a state, is a condition of total darkness, no light at all. What do we learn about the Icelanders from the extract? Extract is a small reading or listening that is taken from a longer part. They have a good quality of life. They are too traditional. Most of them live in Reykjavik. Reykjavik is a city which is the capital of Iceland. They keep themselves busy by taking part in fun, having fun, participating in fun. Now, read with me, and we will try to find the answer for the first question. Why would anyone find it hard to believe that there are lots of volcanoes in Iceland? Now read. Iceland, nice land. Are you in search of an amazing place to go on holiday? Have you ever thought of Iceland? Professional traveler Jake Heath has just returned. He returned not long time ago from a fascinating trip, amazing trip to the historic second largest island in Europe, and tells our readers about the impressive place, the amazing, incredible place. When I got to Iceland, I was immediately struck, impressed by the unique natural beauty and absence of pollution. No pollution, the air is clean, the water is clean. These things make the island stand out different in a good way, special from other places, as it is truly untouched by problems that exist in the rest of the world that we have in other countries around the world. One of the reasons that Iceland is such an amazing place is that about half of the island is formed from volcanoes and mountainous lava desert. After lava comes out of volcanoes and they cool down, this is what you get: mountainous lava desert. Who would imagine that a place with a name like Iceland would feature landscape like that, geographical feature like this? Well, its name is Iceland. Why does it have volcanoes? Choose C. We do not usually associate volcanoes with ice. Of course, Iceland also has several glaciers, or frozen rivers, and many fjords. Fjord is a narrow water surface between mountains or hills. Plus, it has more land covered by glaciers than anywhere else in Europe. So, when you think of it, the name Iceland does make sense after all. Yes, it has a lot of ice and glaciers, but it also has a lot of volcanoes. Now we will answer, when Jake Heath went to Iceland, the weather was how? When I was told that my trip to Iceland has been arranged for the first week in January, what I expected was extreme cold. However, I was in for a surprise. I was surprised. The climate is a standard weather in an area of Iceland is milder in winter than most people think. It's not extreme. It was warmer than he had expected. In Reykjavik, the Icelandic capital, the average temperature in January is 5 degrees Celsius, and although in spite of the fact that winds and gales, strong winds, are common, they happen a lot in winter, thunderstorms are extremely rare. Thunder is the sound you hear when you see the lightning. Rare doesn't happen very often, not common. As it turned out, as it happened in a particular way, the weather was no obstacle. Obstacle is something that stops you from moving. It didn't stop my expeditions to some fascinating places. The weather did not stop me. Now answer. What is remarkable attracts your attention about the Great Geyser? I have been traveling around the world for more than a quarter of a century. A century is 100 years. Quarter of a century means 25 years. I've been traveling for more than 25 years, and I have been to many breathtaking natural wonders. Breathtaking, amazing natural wonders, amazing natural places. Very few of them can be compared to the Great Geyser in Hakadalur in South Iceland. This geyser, again, geyser is what you see in the picture, or hot spouting spring. Spring is a source of water that comes from the underground. Spouts, the water comes out quickly and forcibly, with force, with power. Spouts hot water to a height of 60 meters. The height is what is important here, very high, 60 meters in the sky, which is truly remarkable and incredible sight. Another extraordinary, unusual, not normal site I visited was the famous volcano of Hekla, one of the 200 active volcanoes in the country. It's active. Lava still comes out of it. Its first recorded eruption, the first time lava came out of it, was 1,000 years ago. That was the first time. But since then, lava still comes out of it. And since then, there has been a series of eruptions, number of eruptions, many times lava came out of it. Some of which were gentle, not very dangerous, while others caused significant damage, big damage to the nearby countryside. Now answer. How does the Icelandic nation provide for some of its energy needs? In addition to volcanic activity, Iceland is richer in hot springs and high temperature geothermal activity. Again, geothermal, the internal heat of the earth, than any other country in the world. The inhabitants, people who live there, of Iceland are very creative, smart, and technologically advanced, and they have managed to harness, to control and use the energy of their natural resources. They have built a power station which collects and uses the natural geothermal heat produced under the ground to meet the energy needs, to provide themselves with the energy they need. By using geothermal sources to provide energy. The Icelanders have also used geothermal heat for open-air swimming pools. Open air, not indoor, swimming pool. Look at the water, it's hot. And spas, where people can enjoy a dip. When you dip, you go in the water, in the relaxing thermal water. Water heated by the internal heat of the earth. Plus, these thermal spas are famous for their many health benefits. They can be healthy for you. So, who wouldn't want to indulge? When you indulge, you let yourself enjoy something. In a stay at one of them, naturally, I had made a reservation at one of the most popular spas, and it was an experience I will never forget. What does it here refer to? What was an experience he will never forget? Staying at the spa is the experience he will never forget. 6. The Aurora Borealis continues for 6 months, occurs during daylight. We will see. What I found most difficult to get used to was the lack of daylight. Very little daylight. You see, in Iceland for 2 to 3 months of the year, there is continuous daylight. No nights, no dark. But from November to January, there is an intensely, very strong dark period with only 2 to 3 hours of daylight per day. However, the breathtaking experience of seeing the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights, you can also call this Northern Lights, made up. When you make up for something, you compensate. This state of almost total darkness. This is a spectacular sight, amazing sight, which you can admire especially well in Iceland on cold, clear nights from September to March. The sky lights up with many different colors caused by the interaction of particles. Particles are very tiny, small things. They interact with each other. When they interact, they affect each other. The particles come from the sun with the Earth's magnetic field. Magnetic field, the area around the Earth that has magnetic power. Which one is correct? Is a natural phenomenon. About 4/5, which means 4 out of 5 people of the population of people who live in Iceland live near the capital, Reykjavik, and the surrounding coastal areas. Coastal areas, places near the sea, surrounding around the capital. Iceland also has a Muslim community, Muslim society, group of Muslims, and most of its members live in Reykjavik. In fact, a new mosque is now being built. The Icelanders are not characterized only by high standards. They are known by this, one of their features, high standards. When you have high standards, you do not accept just anything. You are a man of high quality of living and high level of technology and education. Their culture is very rich with strong traditions in literature. Books, plays, poems, and art. Reykjavik has an annual, every year, cultural event every third week in August, which attracts about 100,000 people from all over the world. This event offers numerous exciting types of entertainment, such as art exhibitions and fairs. Exhibitions and fairs are events in which you can see exhibits, things to see, like a work of art. What is the difference between exhibitions and fairs? Exhibitions are usually associated with art or history. Fairs are usually associated with science and technology, and fireworks displays. Of course, throughout the year, visitors can take part in a variety of fun activities. I myself, particularly in a special way, enjoyed riding on a famous Icelandic pony. Pony is a small horse. I enjoyed river rafting, whale watching, and hiking on glaciers. What do we learn about the Icelanders? They have a good quality of life. Iceland is a land of contrasts, very different from other countries, and quite a unique place, not only in terms of geographical features, not only when it comes to geographical features. No, the wild Icelandic landscape invites the adventurous travelers, and the Icelandic people set an example with their environmentally friendly policies, laws, and rules. They have rules to help their environment stay clean. Now, what is the purpose of the article of the reading? It just informs and entertains the reader. Guess the meaning of unknown words. Match the highlighted phrasal verbs in the article with their meanings. What do we mean by stand out? This island stands out from other places. C. It's very different and noticeable. Made up. Form. It's formed from volcanoes. Turned out. To happen in a particular way. Made up for. Compensate. Look at the following words from the article and choose the correct meaning. The word struck, I was immediately struck by the natural beauty. I was impressed. Scheduled, arranged. Scheduled here. Gales, line 25. Gales, strong winds. Spouts, line 33. Spouts hot water to a height of 60 meters. It comes out quickly and with force, with power. Harness, when they harness the energy, they control and use it. When you indulge yourself, you allow yourself to experience something enjoyable. Coastal areas, line 71, means places near the sea. policies, rules, and laws. Discuss. Would you like to visit Iceland? If you say yes, why yes? No, why not? I definitely would. Iceland has a unique nature, unlike any other places in the world, and lots of activities to do. I want to hike on glaciers, I want to see the Great Geyser, I want to see the Aurora Borealis, and try different things. How is the place you come from different from Iceland? It's very different. I come from a country in the Middle East. The geographical features of my country are very different from the ones in Iceland. This is why I want to see Iceland. And the weather is very different too. So it's gonna be a unique experience for me if I have ever been to that country. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.